Hi everyone. I went out with Nick last Sunday to a boot sale. It's the first time that I've been in over a year, and the weather was really lovely, so the sellers were out in force. I really enjoyed it, and I managed to pick up quite a lot of children's clothing. So I've put together my very first haul video. I just wanted to show you the kind of things that I pick up and the kind of prices that I generally sell them for, either in the shop or online. I hope you enjoy it. So this is everything that I picked up on Sunday. I've sorted it just to make it a little bit easier to look at. So I thought I would go through a few bits with you now and show you what I've got. We're offered an abundance of the smaller children's clothing, so I was mainly looking out for clothing that was a bit older, perhaps about 2 years plus, which we seem to struggle with. We don't get as much of that in, especially anything 8 plus. Our rails are quite thin, so that was really my aim for the day. But I did find a couple of bits that were smaller. I found these dungarees, which are M&S, and I picked those up because they're really cute, and we sell a lot of dungarees, and they're something that are really sought after. This is a John Lewis dress. John Lewis is a very popular brand. I can normally get about £5 on a John Lewis dress, and this print is just really pretty, so it's something that will be very saleable. This is a baby M&Co dress. Again, very pretty, very saleable. Baby M&Co I can generally get about £5 for. So now we're on to the older kids' clothing that I picked up. I really hit the jackpot with this particular stall that I found. She was selling some really lovely items from very popular brands. This particular one is Jules. It's a Jules girls blouse, and you can always tell Jules because they have a little rabbit embroidered onto all of their items. Jules is something that sells very well in the shop, but it also sells very well online. Blue Zoo is a brand that they sell in Debenhams. That's always a good seller for us. This is a lovely little girl's blouse again. We could probably get about £4 for that. And then I found some lovely girls' dresses. This particular one is New Look. It's their generation 9 to 15. They're always a good seller. They sell well online as well. And this particular dress is in very nice condition. It's age 12 to 13, and I'm hoping that it will be a good seller in the shop as well. This is a lovely pink dress from Marks and Spencer's, again in beautiful condition. Shouldn't have any problem selling that. Marks and Spencer's sell well for us, and they also sell well on eBay. I would be looking to get about £5 to £6 on that. Now we're on to some of the favourite dresses I found of the day. These are Boden. Boden is a fantastic brand. It's always sought after. It's quite expensive to buy new, so it sells very well second hand. That's the label. If you ever look out for Boden, that's what it looks like. This is a lovely little corduroy dress. Then we have a cow's print dress. It's kind of like a velvet material. May not sell so well at this time of the year, but that'll be a lovely seller in the winter. This one is actually a Next dress, but it's such a pretty dress. Shouldn't have any problem selling that whatsoever. Next I can usually ask £5 or £6 for, and it sells for similar money on eBay. And then again we have Mini Boden. Lovely little yellow summer dress. Boden dresses, depending on the size, anything between £10 and £15. And this is a Johnny B dress. This is actually Bowden. So if you ever see this label, it is also Bowden. They have a line of teen wear, and I'm hoping to get between £10 and £15 on that as well. I'd probably push for about £12 in the shop, maybe 15 online. And from the same stall I found these really pretty shorts. These are lovely floral denim shorts from Next. I'll be looking to put these out for £4 or £5 in the shop. Generally I price things in the shop according to how much they would sell for on eBay. I like to sell on both platforms quite often, so I put something out in the shop but I also list it on eBay and price it similarly. Again, we have Bowden. I would be looking at between £6 and £8 for a pair of Bowden shorts. These are really pretty denim floral shorts, very good condition. They look like new, so I'd be pushing more for £8 on those. And then we have Johnny B again, which are the teen version of Bowden. Not in such good condition as the last ones, so I'd probably be looking at £6 or £7 on those. And then these are John Lewis skirts. They're in very good condition. John Lewis is always a really good seller for us. Their clothes are very high quality. They're both exactly the same skirt, one in navy, one in mustard, and I would be looking to sell those for about £5 each. This little guy, I couldn't leave him behind. He was from the same stall. I don't generally sell accessories or bags in the shop, but he was just so cute, so I couldn't leave him behind. He is an accessorised Monsoon Angels children's bag, and he was just so lovely. He looked at me and said, "Take me home," so I did. Just two more things from that stall. A couple of pairs of jeans. These are a really nice blue pair of mini Bowden jeans, and then we've got John Lewis in more of an indigo blue. Bowden I would be looking at £8 to £10 on. John Lewis I would be looking at £5 to £6. I was really pleased to find quite a few older girls' swimming costumes on Sunday. This is something that we're asked for a lot, but any that I've been offered in the past are generally just a bit too worn. But the ones I'd found here are in fantastic condition, which is very, very important when you're looking at swimming costumes. I'll just whiz through them quickly to show you what I've got and to give you an idea of the condition. When I'm checking before I buy a swimming costume, obviously hygiene is the top priority, so I always look inside just to see the kind of condition it looks like on the inside, make sure there's no marks and that everything is looking lovely. I also check one of the areas is usually at the back where the child's been sitting. You get quite a lot of wear and bobbling, so I usually reject anything that's got any kind of bobbling and just go for something that looks like it's hardly been worn, because, well, for obvious reasons, when you're wearing it that close to your skin, parents don't like to buy anything that's, you know, doesn't look like it's in that great condition. This one I was really pleased with. This is M&S, 13 to 14 years. That's just on our threshold of what we sell, because we only go up to age 13, so anything over the age of 14 you have to pay VAT on, so we only take anything that's 13 and less. And because of that, we hardly get anything in that size. And then that's just the last one. A couple of those came from the last stall of the clothes that I was showing you. We got a really good deal on that, and mainly that's because of Nick. He's very good at bargaining, but the lady was very happy to sell it to us. So when I first asked her, she said about £1 or £2 for each item. I had 25 items, and Nick said to her, "Can you do a deal for us?" And she said, "Yes, I'm happy to sell them for £20. So yeah, no quibbling there. Very pleased with that. I'll just quickly whiz through a couple of bits that I picked up for 50p. These are just a little pair of Primark swim shorts. Swim shorts sell very, very well for us all year round, but especially in the summer. These are 2 jeans, but they are aged 3 years, and that's something that we look for. 2 to 3 years is something that we're asked for a lot, and we sell out of it very, very quickly. These are again 2. It's not a huge amount of value in the supermarket clothing, but as long as it's in really good condition, it sells very, very quickly. On a pair of supermarket jeans, I generally sell them for about £3. A normal pair of trousers I would sell for £2. It's probably not worth doing online unless you have a bundle. Sometimes I do that. I get together make up little outfits, or I get like 5 pairs of trousers together and sell them all at once, and then obviously your profit margin's a bit better. These are H&M, aged 10 to 11 years, skinny jeans. Because they are an older size, I'm likely to get £4 to £5 on those. This is a pair of Laura Ashley girls shorts, looking at age 5 to 6, although it's not focusing very well. Really pretty. Laura Ashley always sells very well. I'd be looking to sell them for about £5, and they were 50p. A couple of other things to look out for. These are Trespass waterproof trousers. Waterproof trousers sell very well, especially for us in the shop. We're asked for rain suits, waterproof trousers, waterproofs all the time. And these are Trespass, which are a very good brand, so we shouldn't have any trouble selling those at all. Then both Nick and I found exactly the same brand wetsuit in almost exactly the same size at 2 different boot sales, which is quite strange. But we've done really well with wetsuits online before. It does depend on the brand, and I admit I haven't actually researched this particular brand, but we've sold wetsuits for about £15 in the past before, in a children's size. I do put them out in the shop as well. They don't sell so well in the shop. I've sold 1 or 2 before, but probably get more online than you would in the shop. So that's those. Slightly different, but yeah, I think sometimes our brains work in sync with each other. And then these are salopettes. This is something that sells very, very well online and for us in the shop, something that we're asked for a lot. They sell obviously better in the winter, so it's probably something that I'll put away. But then people go away on skiing holidays in the summer as well, so definitely something that I'll list on eBay and also put out in the shop. So on to a couple of my favourite buys of the day. I'll start with these. These are so cute. I was attracted to these immediately, and they are going to be very saleable. They're brand new with original tags. Rose print boots in the style of Dr. Martens. They are from Sainsbury's, so not a huge value in them to begin with, but I'm looking to get about £10 on them, and I paid £3. As I said before, jewels are a great brand to look out for. They sell really well. Their prints are lovely, and their wellies, especially their kids' wellies, are always just so attractive. I've had some jewels wellies in the past, and I know that I can get at least £10 on them. Those I picked up for £1, so very, very pleased with those. And these little boots here, they were just 50p. Nothing special, no particular brand on them, but they will sell quickly. Any wellies that we get in stock sell very quickly. I probably wouldn't put the little ones online because there's not much of a margin in them, but the jewels ones I definitely will do. They do need a little bit of a clean up, so yeah, I just need to go over that with a brush and a cloth just to get the mud off, but they should come up beautifully. Really pleased with those. This is a good time of the year to be picking up Christmas items because people are having clear outs and they're getting rid of all their Christmas bits. Yeah, so I'm a bit of a sucker for a Christmas jumper. I make a beeline for them as soon as I see them, and I'm always quite excited when I get offered one in the shop. I just love the designs and I love Christmas, so yeah, bit of a sucker for one of those. So I picked these up on Sunday. This is a George jumper. I would normally sell a George jumper for about £3, but at Christmas, because it's a design that was either last year or the year before, and you're not going to find that design again, and also everybody's on the lookout for a Christmas jumper at that time of the year, I could sell that for £4 to £5. This one is George as well. Really pleased with it because it's obviously a bigger size, which is something that we don't find so much. I love the design on this. I wish it was a bit bigger, I'd have it myself. Yeah, so again, I'd probably put that out for £4 to £5. And then this was just a little baby grow. Again, this is a supermarket brand, but I would sell this for about £2 or £3. On one stall I found a rail of brand new and tagged older children's clothing, which I was really pleased with. She wanted between £2 and £3 on each item. I did manage to get her down on the price in the end. She had a look at what I had and then took some money off at the time of purchase. I'd be happy to pay £2 or £3 on a brand new and tagged item. Obviously it depends on the brand. If it's supermarket, you have to think about your margins, but with the better brands, you know that you're going to get, for instance, this is H&M, £9.99 brand new. I would put it out in the shop for probably about £6. So if I paid £2 on it, then I'm getting a good margin on it. I don't mind paying that. Some of the stalls that I went to had some new and tagged items, but they were wanting about £5 each on them, and I wasn't willing to pay that. £2 or £3 is reasonable. £5, you're not going to make much of a profit on them, so it's probably better to leave it there. This is Mother Care, £13 brand new. I would probably sell it for between £8 and £10. This is a Kylie dress from M&Co. They're usually about £15 for a dress in M&Co. So yeah, again, looking at £8 to £10, I'd probably put it out £10 in the shop. This I'm really happy with. It's a John Lewis coat. It's brand new. Has its original tags. £20 original price. I would be looking at about £15 either online or in the shop. Any items that I have in that are a good brand and that I know I can get a good margin on, I generally put it out in the shop, and then I also list it on eBay. So this is Jasper Conran, which is again another Debenhams brand. Quite happy with that. And then this is a Land's End dress. They are quite high-end designer brand for children and women. And again, I'm looking at between £10 and £15 on that, and I paid £3 for it. I found two lots of bedding. One is a brand new, still sealed in its bag, grow bag. Grow bags sell brilliantly. They are the original baby sleeping bags, and their reputation is very good. They're superb quality, so I always buy grow bags as long as they're in good condition. They're stain free and they're clean. This one I was very happy with because it's brand new, so I can get quite a bit more. Used, I would usually sell them for about £10, but this one anything between 15 and 20. And this is Verbaday. It's just a fitted sheet. I picked it up mainly because I really like the design, but it's not been used hardly. It still feels new, and the creases look like they've just come straight out the packet. So I paid £1 on that, and I'm hoping to get about £5 back on that. Lastly, just a few little bits of accessories. This is a brand new monsoon hat. Used, I would usually put a monsoon hat out for about £4 probably in the shop, so you're looking double that amount, and I think I paid £1 on that. These are little Thinsulate gloves. Thinsulate are a very good brand. They were sold in Matalan, but they're still brand new with the tags, so I'm looking about £5 on those. And then there's another brand new set, M&S hat and glove set, and I'm looking at probably about £5 on that as well. And then lastly, I've got some armbands. Armbands sell very quickly for us. Whatever age we have in, they sell very quickly. So they'll go straight out the shop, and I usually get about £3 for that. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, then please comment below, and I'll see you soon. Thanks, bye.